Hello folks, hope you're well. I feel like this week I'm starting every vlog with a kind of complaint about how terrible my day or evening or whatever has been through some noise or something or other. And it's not because I'm just trying to find reasons to be dramatic, and I know things aren't that bad. I feel like I'm just being tested a little bit with minor inconveniences. But last night, after a day of, you saw the vlog if you came live or watched it since, the noise yesterday was driving me nuts. I felt really frazzled about the whole day. I'd freaked myself out on the vlog because I thought my neighbours were watching it, all of this stuff. Someone had commented and I misread their comment. And I kind of watched a bit of telly with Claire and then settled down for bed. It was midnight. And just as I came up the stairs, turned to go into my bedroom, and Ben just opened his door and I was like, oh, let's get you back to sleep. And he seemed fine. And then it was 3:30 and I was standing at his door holding his handle while he was just screaming on the other side of the door, flipping toys, flipping his sheets out of his bed, just hitting the door and screaming and shouting and just getting really irate. And I was just holding the door handle and I just wasn't letting him open it until he calmed down. And I just said, anytime it went quiet, I'd wait for a bit. He'd try and open the door. I'd say, go to bed. And we didn't go from nothing to that. But my evening was just insane. We were so tired this morning. I sat in with him for a bit. We were both exceedingly hot, ridiculously boiling, and I tried to put him down in his bed and he was asleep. And as I opened the door, he just sat up again and got annoyed that I'd tried to leave. So then he laid back down and I just stood there. I put a tweet out about 1 o'clock saying I'm being held hostage. I just have to stand here. Every time I try and leave the room, he hears me leaving and he gets upset and wants me to come back and stand there. So I was just there in limbo with my phone in the end. The first time I didn't have my phone. After about 4 attempts, I managed to get my phone and come back. I thought, if I'm going to be bored, might as well be bored with Reddit. So I just stood there on the internet while he just lay asleep. And I just thought, this is obscene. This is ridiculous. I tried in the end just going off and he got upset and I had to carry him back. And I kept just putting him in his bed and leaving. Claire kept trying it. And it'd go 5 minutes and he'd go in Emily's room and then he'd come back in our room. And as I say, I ended up to the point where he'd opened his door so many times. I just thought, if he can't open his door, he can't do anything. He proved me wrong by throwing his toys everywhere and having a massive wobble. But he was just, that was actually what did it. 3:30, he had a proper scream at me and then he just went to sleep. And I was just like, oh, terrible twos, eh? This is insane. This is Ben, not Ollie, by the way, just to be clear. There was just no reasoning with him. I tried talking to him politely. I tried just leaving him. Claire tried changing him was an obvious one. Giving him a drink's an obvious one. He kept wanting new things. He made Claire go downstairs and get him Winnie the Pooh. Then he wanted her to go down and get him Tigger and and Roo. And she was just like, I'm not just collecting them all up one by one for you. This is ridiculous. The thing was, I ended up reading about it between 2 and about 2:45. Claire was in there while I was reading how to get a toddler to calm down. Because it doesn't happen often, but when it happens, it is diabolical. And it basically just said it's all about teaching him to self-soothe. So we are trying to get him to just, you're in bed now, no night, see you later. And that kind of is working a little bit. But last night, I think the heat and everything was just getting to him. The noise from next door had been getting to him at first, which, well, it hadn't massively. It took him slightly longer to get to sleep, but it was only like 10 minutes longer. But I woke up this morning and my eyes were so sunk in. I've not seen myself look that old in ever. Like, they're not particularly bad at the moment, but I looked like I'd aged so much overnight. And I was actually starting to get nervous that was how I was going to look from now on. But throughout the day, apparently just drinking tea and water has helped. Sounds like someone should put music on. If you can hear that in the background, that's not me. So then I found the neighbours have actually been quite reasonable today. That's ironic that's come on because I don't know who that is. But next door haven't been loud all day, really. They've had music on, but it's been like, I think I've heard them say, Alexa, volume 8 or something like that. And I'm just like, because that's like too loud. They must have been at like a 6 or something. It was lower and it's been tolerable all day. So that's been nice. I'm hoping that maybe they've developed some sort of awareness. I said that last week when it went a bit quiet, but this seemed different today. They had their music on. It was exactly the same, but it wasn't as noisy. So yeah, fingers crossed. That might be a new progress that's good. Maybe they heard. Who knows? Who cares? It's all good. I want to set the record straight on that from the vlog yesterday. I wasn't saying that I was thinking about doing any of the things that I had come up with. It was more when I was putting Ben to bed or laying in bed, or just a moment where I was laying there and it was annoying me. I was thinking up things that would solve the problem. I wasn't saying I was going to call anyone, or that I was going to cut their wire, or that I was going to buy them beer or flowers or just talk to them. I was just saying that my brain starts trying to think of solutions to the problem, and because I'm so keen to avoid just looking them in the eye and telling them, because it doesn't feel necessary. I think, as I said on the comments, it feels like if that was the solution, they would be reasonable enough to have already done it, and the fact that they're not suggests that's not the reasonable way to fix it. And I'm probably wrong, but today it seems all right. Things sort themselves out. Hopefully that will be one of them. We'll see, who knows. So yeah, that makes me feel better today. I think we wouldn't have been able to cope through the day if it had been noisy because of the lack of sleep. Desperately hoping we get sleep tonight. I kind of agreed with Claire that when we're off next week, we should just get up in the morning together, because taking it in turns to have lie-ins makes both days terrible. Because if your lie-in gets wrecked, you have to wait 2 days for it and all of that. And I feel like I need to try and get out of the habit of having them. I don't think most, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think most adults have days where they take a turn to just stay in bed till all hours. Like a lie-in to a normal adult's probably 8:30, 9. Most of the time that's probably, well, not most of the time, I'd say most of the time I would be up by 10 on a lie-in day. There have been times, more often than I'd care to admit, where a lie-in has genuinely meant like I've woken up at 12 because that's how tired I was. And you just got to sleep where you got to sleep, haven't you, I suppose? But we have had that at times where, yeah, I just wake up and I'm like, oh my God, it's lunchtime. And I don't seem to have evolved out of that teenage point where you could just sleep for hours. But then I do tend to go to bed quite a bit later on times when I'm off. But I've agreed with Claire, we will get up, and it's going to be hell. I almost vlogged last night while we were awake, and I just thought, no one wants to just see me angry and ranty and going nuts. I'm not even sure whether people don't really want to hear about the fact that I was kept up all night. I'm slightly aware of that. I should know better. I had some weird things happen today. I got a letter through. I had this package just arrive, and I was like, what is this? I kind of thought, it said Bandai Namco on it. So I was like, oh, what is it? I haven't asked for any review games. The last game I had from them was the One Punch Man game. They sent us that as a review. And it was a package with this little kind of Pacman, pack facts for Pacman's 40th birthday. Pacman's 40, 22nd of May 2020. And they sent us this exclusive t-shirt with 1980 written on it. Now, I'm a little bit gutted that it's a large, and I would have to have limbs removed to fit a large. Plus, I was born in 85. But yeah, I was like, that is quite cool. And I was showing it to Ollie. I told him Pacman sent us that, telling us it's his birthday, some facts about his game. And it was just really random. I don't know where it, it says on it, they just decided to send it to everyone on their kind of mailing list who has been reviewing games for them. They're doing a big social media thing over the next 10 days where they talk about, Pacman. 10 days of Pacman, celebrating him, and I just thought that's quite funny. The weird thing is, I only really played Pacman a little bit growing up because it was that old game, Pacman, that it was on some of the old console things that we had. It was on machines in pubs and stuff. Whereas to Ollie, Pacman's a cartoon character. It's a game he's played on the mobile. It's a game he's played on the console. Pacman's a legit character to him that I would, I said in there something, it says in there, sorry, that Pacman's like the Guinness World Records declared him the most recognisable video game character in the world. And I read that and thought, over Sonic and Mario, I don't think so. Like, that seems really unbelievable. I kind of feel like Mario out of the two, maybe not Sonic, but Mario out of the two, surely more people have heard of him. Surely. Even if you thought about the fact that Pacman can't have made as much money as Mario, it can't have made as much money as the Zelda franchise, it's definitely not made as much money as the Pokemon franchise, but then I guess money doesn't make you more recognisable. But according to Guinness World Records, I don't know how they measured it, Pacman's #1 most recognised brand in history of games. So yeah, that was interesting, very random. I don't know why it came, but I'm happy. Claire will sleep in that now. I'm airing between giving it to Ollie and seeing if it fits him, they want us to do social media posts with a hashtag to say happy birthday Pacman. So I thought I might put it on him and do a tweet with him wearing it. And then if it looks ridiculous on him, it'll become one of Claire's massive array of sleeping t-shirts. She basically has, every vendor we work with at work has given us a massive t-shirt for her, a t-shirt 3 sizes too small for me, and she just has this whole line of them in a cupboard where she'll be like, oh, I'm gonna get ready for bed, and she just puts on this Firewall Vendors t-shirt or a Pacman t-shirt, or I think there's like really lame puns like one ring to rule them all for Lord of the Rings, but it's talking about like network rings and stuff like that. It's just cringe. But yeah, she quite likes the amount of bedtime t-shirts I get her. It's a perk of it's a perk of the IT industry and the gaming industry. Apparently, you're never short of t-shirts. If I could lose like 7 stone, and I don't need to lose 7 stone, I need to lose probably 4. But if I could lose 7 stone, I'd probably fit a large, and then I'd never have to pay for another t-shirt in my life, because that is it. They're just everywhere. All you people who are large or below, you don't know you're born. You know, you just need to get into the IT/gaming industry and you'll be kitted out for life. That wasn't paid, by the way. That's not a paid ad. I don't want anyone thinking that I'm shilling Big Pack. It came in the post. I'm like, oh, cool. I don't know. I don't think that breaches anything. It wasn't, do you know what I mean? Whatever. I suddenly realising I had to think about these things. So just to wrap up, I did get asked several times that I have the kids on the vlogs at some point soon and all of this, and I had a chat with them earlier, and we've agreed that Monday's live vlog I'm going to sit with Ollie, and it's going to be me and Ollie doing a vlog, and then Wednesday it'll be me and Emily doing a vlog. So if you have questions you want to ask them, feel free to either put them in advance or ask on the day. I would ask that please don't ask weird stuff. Like I would say 99.9% of you I'm absolutely confident I'll be fine, but I've had a couple of bits in comments where it's been a little bit off, and I don't really want to expose my kids to madness. So yeah, keep it cool. I'm going to look at it on my iPad and ask them not to read the phone where it pops up. So I'll read them and I'll just ban you if they're bad. But it kind of goes without saying. But yeah, think of stuff you'd like to ask them. I say word of caution that I don't know that, well, I know, sorry. Ollie doesn't particularly know much about the fact that he knows he's autistic. He doesn't know much about what that means. We've tried to explain it. I don't know what he really feels about it in that regard. So I don't mind it coming up, and I'm sure he doesn't mind it coming up, really. Like, I am sure he doesn't mind it coming up, but I don't think it's something I want to obsess on in the video, let's say that. Emily's fully aware. I mean, you know, she'd be fine to be asked questions about having an autistic brother. She'd obviously rather the questions be about her, I'm sure. But yeah, she's excited to be on it. Ollie's very excited to be on it. I have told him he can't bounce around too much. Like, he's going to be excited, but it's going to be us sat here. I'm going to be there, and he's going to be in this, you know, space. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing it with him. Depending on how it goes, depends on how frequently we do it. But there's your opportunity to see a live Q&A with him. I am going to wrap up because I need to try and get Ben to bed now, and I hope to God he just goes down and sleeps. He's going to be tired. I didn't mention it this morning. He actually came down after us. We got up first, funnily enough, and he came downstairs with just this grin on his face of like, everyone all right? He can't speak obviously because he's a toddler, but he was just like, hello everyone, how are we all doing then? Everyone okay? Yeah. It's a bit like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm all right. And you're thinking, you know, you've wrecked us all. Because it wasn't just me and Claire awake. He'd gone in Emily's room and got in her bed and woke her up. He'd woke Ollie up. Every one of us was just like, you. And he had like pink, embarrassed cheeks and just a little grin on his face of like, yeah, I'm sorry, everyone. But which is interesting because he remembers it all. He did remember it all. But yeah, fingers crossed he'll just zonk out tonight. He hasn't slept all day. So yeah, I desperately want some quiet sleep. We bought a blackout blind so that we wouldn't get, because the lights kept us awake. And we haven't had a good night's sleep since we got it. It is cursed. I might have to rip it out because it's cursed. But I just want a good night's sleep and then a peaceful day. Just one peaceful day where there's not blaring music. I may, to achieve the music goal, I may have to just go sit out in the farmer's field and accept that my garden's not going to be quiet. But for the sleep, surely one night's sleep in my own house would be nice and allowed. I was supposed to mention also that we seem to be inundated with spiders. I've just noticed the comment on my little list. It's just the time of year for it. I'm just going to round off on that question. I put a tweet out saying, do spiders die when you throw them out the window? Because I've thrown like 4 out the window in the past 24 hours. And yesterday, I haven't done it today yet. But every evening I've just had to go around the house throwing spiders out. I thought September was spider time, not wherever we are now, May. So yeah, answers on a postcard, please. That'd be interesting. I don't know why we're suddenly being inundated, unless we're annoying someone and their harebrained plan was to fill my house with spiders and they're all coming home to roost now. Who knows? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're all well. Let me know in the comments how your day's gone, how your week's going. Thank you for just enduring my rambles about how tired I am and how fed up I am and all of this stuff. I appreciate it. I do seem to live a very weird life. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having a week off and hopefully having some fun and games that we can show you all. Cheers, stay healthy, and I'll see you soon. Bye.